Hello, Internet. It's the Pennsylvania Hitman, the most thugged out gangster in all of MMA and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. If you're new here, thanks for dropping in. I sure hope you'll subscribe, stick around, and hear some shit I have to say. If you're already a subscriber, you already know you, my dogs. All right. The next question is from Lee Rodriguez. He asked me, which flavor chicken wing do I feel is most aerodynamic when throwing it at someone's face? There's kind of a backstory. This is more like an inside joke. Good old Lee Rodriguez. So I worked at this bar as a bouncer. Didn't last very long, like maybe 3 months, maybe 4 months at the most, if even that. But the head bouncer there was real racist, okay? His name is Chris, and I wasn't really getting along with him. Me and him just weren't vibing. I felt like he was kind of a shady dude. And then he finally did something that pissed me off. So there's a dress code, a real strict dress code at this bar I worked at called Sluggers at the time. They renamed it now to like the Big Bar or something. But we had a dress code, and these 3 black dudes came in, and by looking at them, you knew they weren't going to get in with the dress code. So I don't even know why this even happened. So they come in. I can't remember what the cover charge was. It was either $3 to $5. I believe it was $3. So these guys paid their $15, and this head bouncer guy, who was our boss, he's sitting right behind where they collect the money. These guys paid their $3 each, $9, and as they go to walk through, this guy I'm telling you about stopped them, and he said, "Oh, hey, you can't come in. You violate the dress code. You can't wear this. You can't wear that. Whatever it was." And these guys were super cool. They're like, "Oh, okay, no problem, no problem." They turn around. They're like, "Hey, can we get our cover fee back?" And the girl was going to go give it to him, and this guy I'm talking about, Chris, said, "No, don't give it to him." And they were like, "What?" Like, we didn't even go in. These guys were really good about it. They just, no big deal. We don't follow the dress code. We'll leave. No problem. But he wouldn't give them their money back. So these guys start to get mad and irate. And I was always the guy that they radio over the headset and say, "Hey, Dan, can you come here?" They knew that I can pretty much handle anybody. So I was the muscle in that place. So I go up there, and I'm not just going to start putting hands on people. I'm not like that type of bullshit bouncer dude. I think that's ignorant as fuck. I want to figure out what the problem is and what's going on, and maybe we can solve this peacefully. So I listen to their story, and this guy's like, and the boss dude is just like, they ain't getting their money. And I'm like, why don't you just give them their money? They didn't even come in. So I stuck up for these guys. That pissed him off. So then he wasn't giving the money back. These dudes are getting mad. I said, "Hey, you know what? I apologize for him. I'm going to give you guys your money." I reached in my own pocket, gave them their cover charge back, and I'm like, "I'll deal with this dude later. I'll get it back," or whatever. I never got my money back. But I gave them their money back because it was their money. This guy was trying to rob them. So that caused a problem between me and this dude, right? So the next week, he tries to send a few guys in there to like give me a hard time, like I want to say beat me up or something like that, which that wasn't happening. And he told me he radioed over and said, "Dan, can you go stand by the restrooms?" I was like, okay, that's the first time he ever told me that, but every now and then he'll tell me to check them because people deal drugs in there or do drugs in there and stuff like that. It's easy to tell because you got 4 feet standing in the same stall. You just push the door open, and usually they got coke or something like that. They're snorting or fucking trying to sell or something. So I stand by, I walk in the bathroom, I check everything, everything's good, and he wants me to stand by the door. Okay, I'll stand by the bathroom. And then all of a sudden, like not shortly after I'm standing there, a group of guys come over, and then they say to me, "Hey, what are you standing here for?" I said, "None of your business. I don't know these dudes. I don't gotta explain myself to anybody." I said, "None of your business. Don't worry about it." And he starts talking shit to me. And this dude went on for like, I swear to God, 15 minutes, just like how bad he can kick my ass and do this and do that. I just assumed he was a drunk idiot. I didn't know that the head bouncer dude, my boss, sent them dudes over there, and they knew each other real well. So I'm just like, I'm just listening to his shit. It's not making me mad. I already know I'd kill his ass. I ain't worried about it. He's right in his mouth. I'm just assuming he's super drunk. And then one of the other guys, one of my coworkers, comes over and asks me what was going on, if I need help. I'm like, this guy's just being a drunk idiot, blah, blah, blah. And then when that guy came over, he walked away. So this group of guys walked away, looked like they had a few more drinks, and I was pissed that the dude that asked me if I needed some help went over and talked to them. And he told them, like, my background in martial arts and shit like that. That pissed me off. And he told me he did that. And I said, don't you ever fucking do that, okay? Because the element of surprise is super important. If they don't know what I know or anything I do, then I have the advantage. But now you told them all kinds of shit about me and what I'm capable of, so now they can prepare for that shit. That really fucking irked me. I said, don't you ever fucking talk about my shit again. He walked away, whatever. He said sorry. Everything was cool. And then here comes this group of dudes back again. I want to say it was probably like 3 or 4 of them. It wasn't that many, but it was definitely more than 2. And right back at it again. He's running his fucking mouth again, saying the same fucking bullshit anyone's ever heard when someone says they're going to kick your ass. So I'm getting a little less tolerant of this bullshit. And now he's in my face. I don't like people in my face. Don't get in my face, because I don't know if you're going to sucker me. I don't know what you're going to do. I don't like people right in my face. So I asked him, I said, look, man, you need to back away from me. I don't like motherfuckers in my face. You need to back off. So what does he do? He touches my nose with his nose. And that sealed the deal for that dude. I snapped his head down, put him in a guillotine choke. I backed into the bathroom fucking doorway. And I kind of like kept him in between the doorway and his dudes, because his buddies were trying to reach me and get to me. And I'm squeezing this dude with everything I freaking have. And I choked him unconscious, and I don't even think it was to the count of 3. And I dropped his ass on the freaking bathroom floor, and I jumped back. I got my hands up. I'm ready to go. And I feel like, more people are going to come in and shit's going to hit the fan. And then I feel someone like behind me. Someone tried to freaking wrap me up in like a chicken wing. I freaking pulled out of that, and it was the fucking same dude that asked me if I needed help. I'm like, what the fuck you doing? You gonna hold him? You wanna hold me so they punch me? So I snapped onto him. He's like, no, man, I'm just trying to calm you down. You're gonna kill them, blah, blah, blah. That's the bullshit excuse he used. And it got kind of calmed down right after I choked him out. And then I'm standing there, and they all walk to the front, and he starts talking to that Chris guy. He's holding his neck. He's saying I hurt his neck, all kinds of bullshit. And I go up there and I start talking shit like, oh, I thought you were going to whoop my ass. I thought you were going to do all this shit, huh? Fucking talk for 20 goddamn minutes about how you're going to fucking kill me. You didn't even land a punch. You literally got fucking finished in 3 seconds. So I'm talking shit, and the boss dude is telling me to leave, go away, blah, blah, blah. And after that night, he texted me and told me that I was suspended because I used a chokehold on someone, and we're not allowed to use a chokehold. My response was, you're lucky all I used was a chokehold. I would have punched the fucking dude. I would have killed his ass. So, whatever. That was that. So I'm not working there no more. Now here's where my buddy Lee comes in. My buddy Lee's girlfriend works there. And I guess he tried to go in there and see his girlfriend one day, and they wouldn't let him in. And fucking, we're saying some stupid bullshit or something that wasn't even true about him. So I seen him bitching about it on Facebook, and I messaged him like, hey dude, I was like, fuck them motherfuckers. I was like, you want to go down there, and they'll let you in. If I'm in, I'll go in there with you. And he's like, yeah, you would? I'm like, yeah, fuck them dudes. We'll go down there. They ain't gonna fucking say shit to you. He's like, yeah, I'll do that. I'm like, all right, there's a UFC this weekend. Let's go down there and we'll watch the UFC. They get the UFC fights. So me and him go down there, and they tried to say at first, there's the bouncer boss dude, and he ain't seen me since that night I choked his fucking buddy out. And he's trying to say we can't come in. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck is your problem, dude? His fucking girlfriend works here, blah, blah, blah. They ain't got no fucking problem. And then he fucking tries to go ask somebody. His girlfriend comes out and says everything's fine, and then they let us in. Okay, he was hating that. He hated that bad. So we order some food. It's me, him, and this other girl. We're ordering food, watching the fights. Everything's fine, man. Normal. We're not causing no trouble. We're just sitting in a booth watching fights and eating food. Haven't paid for our food yet. One of these bouncer guys I know comes down and kind of crouches down and say, "Hey, Dad, Chris wants you guys out of here. He doesn't want that dude in here." I was like, "Well, then you shouldn't have let him in the first place." And he's like, "Look, man, come on, can you just leave?" I'm like, "Yeah, we're going to leave after the fights are over." I was like, "We ain't causing no trouble. Tell him to shut the fuck up and deal with it because we ain't leaving." So he's like, "Oh, come on, man. He really doesn't want you guys here. He's pleading with me just to get up and leave." And I'm like, "Nope. It's not happening." He's like, "All right, I'll tell him." So he walks away. You know, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes goes by, and you know, him and 2 or 3 other dudes come over, and he's saying, "Come on, Dan, you guys gotta leave." So now I see they're trying to intimidate me with the amount of people that they're bringing over, and there's probably like 8 total bouncers there. So right now there's 3 of them at my table, and I said, "Look, we ain't leaving till after the fights. And just so you know," I was like, "if any one of you motherfuckers put your hands on me, him, or this girl I'm with, I'm going to fuck you guys up. I'm just letting you know. Put your fucking hands on us," because that's what they do. They tell you to fucking leave, and then they fucking just grip you up and try to throw you out. I'm like, just so you're pre-warned, if either one of you puts a fucking finger on us, it's fucking on. And he says, "Come on, Dan, just leave, blah, 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 blah. Please leave, yada, yada." So, you know, I keep saying the same shit I said. So they left. So now, all of them come over, including the fat-ass boss dude I've been bitching about, this guy, Chris. And he says, "We gotta leave." Says the same shit they've been saying. And I tell them all the same thing. We ain't leaving till after the fights. We ain't causing no trouble, blah, blah, blah. I go through the same speech. And if you put your finger on us, I am going to fuck you up. I'm going to fuck all you up. So, they're kind of just standing there. The fat-ass bouncer dude, that's the boss guy, kind of goes around the other side. There's like a wall, a low wall. I can see him, and he can see me. And he says he's calling the police to remove us. This is super funny because all you guys have been in bars. When have they ever called the police to kick someone out of the bar? They get all the fucking bouncers together and they just grip you up and throw you out. But these dudes wouldn't put their fucking hands on me. And I'm gonna tell you, okay? I'll be doing a episode about this as well when it comes to street fighting. Look, I'm telling you right now, I can't take 8 guys at the same time. My buddy, he would help, you know what I mean? But we're still outnumbered by, you know, freaking 6-2, you know, 8-2. You know what I mean? They still got 6 more guys than us. So no, I cannot beat 8 people at the same time. But here's the thing: they know that somebody is going to get hurt really, really bad, and they just don't want it to be them. So the fear factor is that they know somebody's going to get some sort of broken bone, knocked the fuck out. They're going to be on fucking Queer Street, and they don't want no part of that. So if somebody's getting fucked up, they just don't. Nobody wants to be the one to get fucked up. So they're just too scared. So this guy literally called the cops. So where he's asking me about the chicken wing question is about the aerodynamics and which chicken wing, the flat or the fucking leg. I started throwing my food at the head bouncer dude. Fucking, you know what I mean? He's kicking us out. I ain't paid for the fucking food, so I ain't gonna finish it. So I started throwing my chicken wings and my fucking fries and shit. I started throwing it at him, hitting him in the fucking face and his chest or whatever. We left before the cops got there because I knew what was going to happen when they got there. We were just going to leave. We didn't, you know, going to end up getting charges pressed on us or some bullshit like that. So we left, but not without throwing food at that motherfucker. So to answer your question, which chicken wing I feel like is more aerodynamic? I always like not the flat one, but the other one. I think it's like that. I want to say it's the leg or something like that, or the thigh. That's the one because it's almost like a little club. So when you throw it, it just, you know, it just rotates really good, and I think you can throw them farther than the flat ones. So with that being said, there's the answer to that question. Sorry guys, I had to malfunction of the camera there where it cut out some of the question and answer period. But here you go, guys. Hope you like it. Thank you. Have a good day.